Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ray, also known as Meatloaf Man, and this is something that I'm going to be recording totally off the cuff. I don't have a script with me, I don't even have any bullet points, but excuse me. I just wanted to make this video as a sort of, as a sort of thank you and I guess acknowledgement as well. Maybe in a way also an apology. But I guess just to be clear and proper, for those of you who do not know, I am the showrunner of Crossover X, and I am also one of the main members of the Inkling Brothers podcast, which can be found on the Ramen Pack YouTube channel. And I've also been a content creator, whether it be YouTube or DeviantArt or other miscellaneous sites, for over 10 years at this point, probably going on 12 if I'm not mistaken, later in the middle of this year. But besides that, what most of you probably know me best as, and what most of you probably already know by default just by clicking on this video, is that I am the writer and creator of The Gauntlet, which is a sort of blog / column like post that, or I guess site that I created. Originally was just like a little, for fun fanfic kind of section thing that I did on DeviantArt, but because of how DeviantArt decided to do this whole Eclipse update and effectively shoot themselves in the foot with trying to write literature on their website, and just in general, just the limitations that were present on that site even before then, I decided to move The Gauntlet off of there and move it over to WordPress. So that became its own blog, and now The Gauntlet is, in a way, its own website, if you will. And I am also, of course, because of that, the writer of Timmy Turner versus Twilight Sparkle, which is a written / researched versus project that I have been working on, believe it or not, for those who haven't heard about it already, since mid to late 2012, when the idea first came into my head. That is, I guess I should say that the project in general was pretty much inspired by the likes of Death Battle, which was part of Screw Attack at the time, but was later merged into Rooster Teeth and is now pretty much its own entity. And so, yeah, that's a whole thing. It was inspired by, I guess retroactively by Starscream versus Rainbow Dash, that whole episode that they did way back in the day, which is not only the very first Death Battle episode that I got into, but it is also the one episode of the show that drew me into the idea and, the whole fad, or I guess concept, of versus matches. And that is pretty much retroactively how I became involved in the versus community. And of course, the project itself is also, in general, a tribute to both the Fairly Odd Parents and My Little Pony, because both shows are shows that are pretty important to myself as a person, because of course, I've grown up watching both of these shows at different points in my life. They were very influential shows that helped me to inspired me to want to become an artist and a writer, and I wanted to give back to the creative minds behind these shows. I know there's been a lot of controversy behind one of these shows in particular, especially as of late, and one of these other shows is also something that is not seen particularly well in the minds of certain individuals, due to its some members of its community kind of acting out of line and in general just being ridiculous. But both of those are whole stories in and of themselves. We're not here to talk about that. But I did want to give thanks, because there were many amazing things that both of these shows have, given to me in a way. And I think it's safe to say that with the project having come out a little over a month ago on December 30th, 2020, I'm recording this on February 4th, 2021, it appears that the project has been a success. Majority have enjoyed it. It's been receiving very positive reception. Very few critical reception. I've seen like a few, comments here and there saying that, they couldn't really get into it because they weren't into either series, so it wasn't something that they can really, like, I guess, follow, or like, they couldn't really get any of the references or such that were implemented into the project. And there were also some that had some opposing thoughts on the I guess, interpretations or the conclusions that was reached in the analysis. And I will, quickly back myself up in saying that I've been working on this project for a long time. If you compare like the time difference of what I said earlier up until like I believe September, or around that period of time of 2020, of late 2020 in general. I've given it time to boil in my head. This isn't something that I just came up with in like 20 minutes or anything. Like, it's the results section in general is something that I've been like trying to write and rewrite, and trying to make sure that it comes out in a way that is understandable to most people, to a majority of people, I should say, for about maybe 2 years or so. Um, so there is that. I know, like, even just, and I wrote this into like the whole rule set and disclaimer that I had at the beginning of the project. There will obviously be disagreements. Verses in general is like very subjective. You can't convince or please everyone. That's completely fine. But it's also important to understand where people are coming from, and understand that I've been working on this project for a long time, so I've had time to think about this kind of stuff. So I still firmly believe in the results and quote unquote interpretations that I have reached with the result. I'm not going to spoil what it is, because there's probably people coming in that haven't read it yet. If you haven't read it yet, do yourself a favor, go do that when you can in the description below. They're very long reads. I'm warning you guys right now. I don't want to hear later on like, yo, what the heck? This is like super long. Like, it is very long. It is not deliberately long for the sake of being long. It is long because it is a project that is many years in the making. And with everything that these two characters have to offer in general, this isn't something that you can just really write and represent well in under like 5 minutes or in like a 20-minute episode. I hope you guys understand that and nevertheless enjoy the project for what it is. But thankfully, from what I have seen, no one in general has disagreed with the result that has been come to. So I am, I guess, in a way, very happy, satisfied, and proud in that regard that I managed to make somewhat of a convincing argument to a majority of people reading the story. And yeah, I'm just happy that a lot of you guys enjoyed it in general. So yeah. But nevertheless, I wanted to make this video to personally thank everyone who has read the project, from the analysis up until the very end of the like epilogue in the story and results section. It was a labor of love. I worked really hard on it. I went through so much literal hell, especially during the year of 2020 with this whole thing going on. God, man, I had to go through a lot. I had to like rewrite a lot of things over the years. I wrote this across multiple devices and computers. I had to research everything, watch the entire series, and read a lot of comics, and watch through a lot of video game cutscenes and long playthroughs, etc. Play through video games itself, and just take as much official information into account as I can. I had to make so many custom art sets, sprite work and all that, and create original artwork, and assets and all that. And I had to, even get help from others and commission various individuals who I'm very thankful for. And I even commissioned a song to celebrate the completion of the project, and to also hopefully get the word out to people who might be interested in reading it. I want to thank, Brandon Yates again, and Awesome Ethan, and CB to DB for, collaborating on that in terms of the song and the cover art respectively. Appreciate you guys. If you guys haven't listened to that already, go check it out. Links in the description below. I created a whole, like, I guess, music video, if you will, for my upload of it. But of course, you can also listen to Brandon's upload on his channel. And the song will also be going up on storefronts, like, very soon, like iTunes and Amazon and all that. So if you guys want to purchase that, you can do that. But other than that, I want to thank everyone that was just involved with the project, whether you supported it, whether you directly helped it, especially in terms of research. I want to thank my guys over at the Golden Oaks Archive, Golden Oaks Library. You guys motivated me every single day ever since I met y'all, and you guys have helped me to improve myself as a person and as a researcher and as a writer, and have encouraged me to stay out of darkness and keep pushing forward with my dream to finish this project. Can't be more thankful to all of you. And of course, I also want to thank everyone who left a review, who left kind words, whether it was on Discord, through different servers, or in direct messages. People who have left reviews on the actual WordPress blog itself. People who sent me direct messages on DeviantArt, or left comments on my profile, or left comments on Brandon's music video, on the tweet that I left on there. I've read every single comment and review that has been sent to me. I've seen every single thumbnail and, like, I guess, word of praise or word of critique that has ever been made about the project. If there's anything that I have missed, feel free to send it to me. I can't be more thankful. I know I haven't responded to a lot of you guys when it comes to that, but I'm still very thankful for all of that. I have read through every single one of them. haven't ignored them. I'm not deliberately leaving you guys on scene. I'm very appreciative of everything and all the kind words that you guys have left. And I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it. As for what I'm going to do going forward, I'm not quite sure yet. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be going back into writing a Versus project for a while, because as you guys couldn't tell from what I said earlier, this whole project took a lot out of me. And with the obvious exception of Crossover X, which is separate from this whole thing, I'm going to be taking a break from writing Versus stuff for a while. And in that time, I like to be able to improve myself and just work on my art and my writing abilities to create more original projects and stuff that I've been wanting to create for a while outside of the realm of Versus. But I'm glad I got this done finally. It's no longer a burden on my shoulders. But I will ask, though, if you guys have any questions or any contentions that you guys have had with the projects. Like I said earlier, there were some people who might have been confused or had differing opinions on stuff that I mentioned in the results. So what I will say is I am open to doing a Q&A, or sort of an aftermath address, if you will, in the future. So if you guys have any questions or anything you want to address, or anything you want to contend, I guess, respectfully, from what from the whole project, or if you guys just have any general questions behind the scenes stuff, if you guys want to see a behind the scenes thing in general of the creation of Timmy versus Twilight, I have a lot of things I can probably show off. I don't know how I'll do it. I've been pondering if I should do it as a blog or as a video or whatever have you. If you guys are interested in any of that, leave a comment below, let me know, or send me a message on Twitter or something like that. And just let me know if I'll address what I can. It won't be a thing that I'll be doing immediately in the near future, because again, I like to focus on myself and other things I have going on in life, and things I like to focus on with my art writing abilities going forward. But besides that, I do implore you that, again, if you haven't read it, go read Timmy versus Twilight in the description. Go check out my podcast, Inkling Burgers Podcast. You can find a link to the Ramen Pack channel, which is hosted on my channel. Go check out Crossover X. We do a lot of Versus related content and other things on there too. We recently made an episode of Scene Selection. Please go support that show. I've been doing, I would say really good with it. Leo's been doing an amazing job show running it. Shout out to him. I want to thank you guys again for supporting me, for supporting my friends and all the channels that I'm associated with. I love you guys. Please stay safe out there. Obviously, you know, at the time period of when this video is coming out, wear a mask. You really do not want the thing that's going on out there. Please stay safe and take care of yourselves. And love you guys. That's all I gotta say. Peace out.